Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome back to the AnKorage, and today we are going to be looking at federate. That is the social networking solution provided by disroot, and that's today on DisQuest. All right, welcome on back, and we are getting into the next piece of solution, next service provided by disroot. They happen to call it federate, and it's a fun little, I don't know, a short story is that they wanted to do something that was federated, out with the Fediverse, stuff like that. They wanted a solution, and they decided originally, they had one before. It was what was it? It's been so long at this point. Diaspora. They had that for the longest time, and I had gotten onto that for a little while, and then I decided maybe not, and I actually deleted my account. Thought of it again, was going to go back on, but I had to go with another solution. However, disroot happened to stop using it altogether and stop supporting it, and they wanted to go another route. So what they chose to do was a Hubzilla instance, which, if I remember correctly, as far as Muppet goes, he felt that it was still like, the solution to go with at the end of it all. However, Hubzilla proved to be, I can't say a resource nightmare, but it took a lot as far as supporting it and things of that sort. It was very heavy on needing maintenance in one way, shape, or form. So they they had been working on it for like 2 years, and still hadn't gone live in production yet. And so that went by the wayside. I was on there during that time to test things out, see how it operated, and I did enjoy it. It was really good. However, things are as they are, and those were as they were, and Hubzilla was done away with. They decided not to move forward with that, just because it was such a hog on different things. It proved to be too much work for what it was worth, in the grand scheme of things. So they decided to take another look and try to decide on what could they do similar to it, but not need as much maintenance and other resources. So they decided that they were going to go the route of Pleroma, and then in the development of coming up with a Pleroma server, they decided to go out and use this other piece of software called Akkoma, which is a fork of Pleroma, and then during the development of that piece of it, they decided to put the Mangain, that's how I'm going to pronounce it, the Mangain front end for the user interface, and it's nice and clean, and I'm going to be showing that to you. So now, Akkoma uses the ActivityPub protocol, which Hubzilla does as well, and many other things. You could go to fediverse.party, and you can see all of the different Fediverse solutions, and that includes things like Mastodon, Pleroma, Hubzilla, Pixelfed, Friendica, let's see, and there's a bunch more. But you go to fediverse.party, and they've got a listing of all the major solutions out there for that, and links to different websites on that map that happens to pop up. and it's really good. So if we were to come out to, of course I shut that off, but sorry, but if we happen to go out to the website, the Disroot website, and we come to services, and we go all the way down here to Akkoma. Of course, you know, to the uninitiated, what is Akkoma? You know, so you click on it, and that's going to be brought up. There it is. Sorry, the server's a little slow right now. So there we go. Free speech, fear free. Sure. There we go. All right, so Akkoma. Now you'll notice over here that we have a login box. No set up new account or anything like that. And here's why. Akkoma is automatically set up for every new user to Disroot. Meaning, to use Akkoma, you have to have a Disroot account itself. So, but if you get that Disroot account, you get an Akkoma account. So Akkoma is a microblogging server software that can federate, exchange messages with other servers that support the ActivityPub, like Friendica, GNU Social, Hubzilla, Mastodon, Misskey, Peertube, and Pixelfed. So let's say, you know, Friendica is, let's say, like a Facebook alternative that doesn't collect data. GNU Social, I think, is something similar to that. Hubzilla is like, it's almost kind of like a federated version of Nextcloud, let's say, in a way. So Mastodon, which is the free and open source version of, it's like Twitter /X / stuff like that. And then Misskey, I don't remember what Misskey is, but Peertube is a video hosting solution, alternative to to YouTube or what are the other ones? I'm also set up out on Odyssey. There's also Rumble, stuff like that. But those ones in particular, they're not federated or anything. Peertube, however, is. And Pixelfed, which is your ethical version of Instagram. So, which I have out there on metapixel.com. Disroot's Akkoma is out here at fe.disroot.org. And I remember, like, Muppet was talking about, like, the FE. Yeah, FE itself, by itself, is also the atomic identifier for iron. And Muppet made mention of that. And of course, once I saw that message of it, that mention of it, I'm like, yep, yeah, you're right. So, but if you read it all together, it says Fedisroot, and they, the word Fedisroot is a combination of 2/3 things. One is, you got Fedi for Federation or the Fediverse, and then you got Disroot for Disroot. And then, of course, when you look at the address here, fe.disroot.org, you get iron.disroot.org, which is kind of cool. The project homepage is out on Akkoma.social. And the source code is at Akkoma.dev. Now, the feature highlights. Well, it can federate. You can exchange messages with people on any ActivityPub or O-status servers, such as GNU Social, Friendica, Hubzilla, Mastodon. Write what you have in mind. With Akkoma, you're not restricted to 150 characters like on X. You could add links, images, polls, and so on. Notifications, you can receive them when someone adds you as a contact, when you're mentioned in a post, or when one of your posts is shared by someone. You can also, send messages as a chat to other members of Disroot's Akkoma with a real-time chat. So that's really good. And that is the end of that page because we've got the footer down here. So if we're going to log in, we just go ahead and we click on this. And once we click on that, we are brought to this page right here. This is the login page essentially. And you can see up here is the logo. It's kind of like a header area up and along the top here. Email or username and your password. Link to where you go to if you forgot your password and log in. So here we got federate. So there it is. There you go. The whole long name is one word. Federated social network powered by Pleroma. So Pleroma is the foundation software being used. But this is using Mangain as a front end. So, and this is actually a lot cleaner than how Pleroma looks. I've looked at Pleroma, the straight up Pleroma front end, and wow, is it busy. And if we come on down, since, yep, here we go. Moderators, admin at example.ian. That should probably say something at distro.org, but, pay no attention to that. That might be fixed. I don't know. Can you take a look at that? Anyways, the moderators are Mies, Feed, Muppet, Antilopa. That might be Miaz. I don't know what the pronunciation is. That could be Fede or whatnot, because I'll describe that in a little bit. You got Muppet and you got Antilopa down there. And over on the right, right in this big section over here, registrations are closed. Federate is not accepting new members. Yeah, here's why. New users cannot just come to here and immediately register. That they cannot do. What they have to do is set up a new disroot user account at disroot.org. So it would probably be nice to update this to say that in particular, new users need to set up a new disroot user account at the link below or something along those lines. That's what I'm thinking there. But, this might cause people to at least want to go and ask questions, and they could do that in the chat. And of course, you get terms of service, privacy policy 2023, be good humans. There you go. Be good humans. Be decent. Be polite. So, all right. So, I'm already in here, so. And when you log in, you are brought to basically your home. And here we go. So this is my login for the AnKorage. And here it is, because I have a full-blown disroot account for the AnKorage. I do stuff in Nextcloud. And, and by getting that login, I automatically got a login for federate. So here we are. And we can see right along the top, you've got this logo. And I'll bring in a little secret regarding that in a little bit. We have a search here if you want to search anything. Over here on the right-hand side, I've got my avatar, which is the channel logo, which is a green anchor on top of a border section of the Colonial Phoenix from Battlestar. So there we go. Over on the left, anytime you want to come back to your home, you just click on home. The next two links down are for, for the feeds and stuff like that. So this is the home feed, which is everybody. Everybody that you've followed and you haven't muted. So there we go. Federate is everybody on the federate instance. So if I click on that, this is going to switch over to showing everything on this instance. And that's, here's one from Muppet. So federate, the folks that are in federate itself, there are many people, and they come from many different countries. Eastern Europe, Western Europe, maybe even down in South America, a lot in the US, and just a lot of different people, stuff like that. So it's nice to see all the people out there. One particular country that I see a whole lot of on here, Portugal. There are a lot of Portuguese people on here because you see Portuguese everywhere, which is kind of cool. Now, on the next one down, you've got Explore, and you can see that the little icon to the left there, right here, happens to be the Fediverse icon. So if I click on that, this just goes out to the broad Fediverse, regardless of instance, and just pulls up public posts and displays them as they're coming in. And you can see it from everybody. So, we got social.lol. We've got plush.city. It goes, this is happening so fast. Well, if you want to stop that from just automatically just showing up, just scroll it down a little bit and it stops. So we get this ieg.de. You got mastodon.laurelcalbag.com. That's a Mastodon instance. We've got den.raccoon.quest, and that's a cat picture. Cats everywhere. Everyone wants to take pictures of their cats. I love cats and everything. They're cute. They're adorable. They should be fed treats often. Just not so often they get fat, but they deserve little treats. So do puppies. I want to start seeing a lot more puppies. There's a lot of anime type stuff out there, stuff like that. Okay. And so scroll back up to the top and boom. And of course, when you scroll back up to the top, it will resume posting as things comes in. You can just come down like that and bang, it stops it and scroll back up and starts back up. Notifications. Well, it's got the little notification bell next to it. You click on that and it comes out and it shows you all or your mentions like that. Now I've cleared everything out with this clear notifications. You click on that and it says, are you sure you want to permanently clear all your notifications? You can cancel it or you can clear it. So, and then you can do your alls and then you can do your mentions. All right. So I would love it if somebody mentioned me and said hi. I would love that. Thank you. Muppet, you don't count. Just kidding. You can say hi all you want. I love it. There we go. It's awesome. Direct messages. If you have any direct messages between users, you can go to here and you can see them. Well, let's see if I've got any come in. Yep, I've got some. Let's see. That was me. I forget who. Oh, yeah. Intronaut. I replied to Intronaut because there's Intronaut right there. There's me again. There's Andre Dierker. I think he's German. Could be wrong. That's the admin of Metapixel. And you can see all of your direct messages there. So that's really nice. And then you can come down here and say, I'm going to go back to home. I'm going to scroll this down a little. Yeah, I'll just leave it on that because I don't really. I'm following a lot of people, but I've got most of them muted except for a small number. So if we come down here to more, we get a little drop down, bookmarks, lists, hashtags, profile directory, settings. So if we go to bookmarks, anything you've got bookmarked, well, and this isn't your browser bookmarks, these are your Akkoma bookmarks. Come down to lists, list those, add a list. You can create a new one, any existing lists. I don't have any. Hashtags. So you don't follow any hashtags yet. So, okay. And profile directory. Browse profiles. New arrivals, you can tick that off. And that's a toggle. Looks a lot like the switch to Linux logo, doesn't it? So, yeah, what I need to do, I need to sample that that sound effect from Tom. I can do it easily, but I should do that's the anytime that I click that, it does that noise. So these are the new arrivals to Fedisroot. Here we go. A lot of anime. More cats. The Canadian Resistance. Ooh. This account is a replica from Twitter. Its author can't see your replies. If you find this service useful, please consider supporting. Yeah, they want money. So, and that is for everybody. So we'll click that one back and we'll go from Fedisroot only. So these are the new Fedisroot accounts that have recently come in. Or anime. Here's one where someone just recently set up a new user account for Disroot and they haven't come out here yet. Because this is the default avatar. And it's kind of cool. That is a beetroot. And the color, of course, it looks like a maroon color, but Disroot calls it the beetroot color. And yeah, it's kind of cool. I like maroon. It's very nice. It's very apropos, and I've got a long story behind that, which I'm not going to share just because it's personal. And we got a whole bunch there. Oh, there we go. Carl Weezer, and it's a lady avatar with a girl here, and yeah, a family guy. I forget his name. All right, so if you come back to home and you want to compose, you click on compose, and this is where you can compose a post. So you can go, this is an example of a post. Do that. And then if I want to attach a media attachment, I could do that. Let's see. Why don't we go pick one? I'll just come out. And of course, this is Windows I'm using. And something's on here that takes forever to populate these icons. So I'm just going to pick, where are we at? Where's Fedisroot? Upload, Forge Joe, Fedisroot. Ah, there we go, finally. And do that, and it's going to upload, and then it will appear. So I've got the thumbnail to this video right here. If I wanted to throw in an emoji, that's this icon. And I could pick any one that I want. If I wanted to add a poll, I can come down here. Click on that. Mark media sensitive, answer 1. Answer 2. And you can click on this to add additional answers. Multi-select allows users to select multiple answers. So basically you could turn it into a multiple choice answer thing. So you can answer 1, 2. Let's say if you had 4, you could answer 1 and 3, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 4. You could do that. Poll duration, 2 days, 0 days, 1 day, 0 to 7 days, so up to a week. Hours, you could pick from 0 to 24 essentially. And minutes, you can pick 0 in 15-minute increments up to an hour. So 0, 15, 30, 45. There we go. You could also adjust the post privacy. You could post it out to the world. You could do it as unlisted. I'm going to click on that. You could do local only, meaning only visible to people on the instance, followers only, or you go direct to the people that are mentioned. So there you go. This is fantastic. I really, really like this, especially if you only want to talk within your instance. I love that. Let's see, schedule the post for later. So you could post it. for a different day and time. There we go. Get rid of you. Text is not hidden. So you could do a hidden text post when you kind of like a I don't know. Hidden text warning. And what's this one? Post markdown disabled. So you could actually use markdown language if you wanted to. And then you have a listing of how many characters you have left to use up. With federate, you have 5,000 characters you can type up to. And then you get your post. So it's posted, and we can see it right here. Warning, hidden text warning. And if I click on the post, it gives that. And then if I want to see the hidden text, I can click on this, and it shows the rest of it. And then it says sensitive content. This content may not be suitable for all audience. And it'll ask you, do you want to show it? You just click on that to show it. And there it is. There we go. And of course, you got the answer 1, answer 2, how many votes, 1 day left, refresh. You can do all of that. That's really cool. All right, so I don't need this anymore. So I'm just going to, you can copy a link to the post if you'd like to post it somewhere else. I do that often with the STL guys over on Matrix because any post that I see, I come out here first. And if I see one that happens to go out to Mastodon or something like that, I'll pick this, copy a link to post. This is where you can go to bookmark something. You can mute a conversation, so if you don't want to see it. You can pin it on the profile if you wish. You can delete it. You can also edit it. So I can go to edit, and then we know I bring up the editing box all over again. So cancel editing, and there it is. And then with any of these posts, you can do a reply. It'll show you the original post, and this will be the reply like that. And you can, use any of the options down here again, and you can post that, and the reply will appear underneath it. You can repost it. Now, if you repost it, you can just do a straight repost, or you can quote it. So basically, it creates a completely fresh new post, and you can do that. Boom, and there it goes. And then back out on the home side, home page of sorts, it'll show how many. It'll give you a number here, how many reposts there are, or replies, or anything like that. You can favorite it with this heart here. Well, basically, it's an emoji selector, and you've got these emojis you can pick from. So it's good that we have some that we can pick, and these are some of the more used ones. Could we use more? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not the one to say. And then you have a hamburger menu, more or less, but it's not a hamburger. It's the 3 dots. So that's where all these come into play and stuff like that. So if I go back to home, we see that if I click on it, it'll do all of that. And there we go. And it displays the original post. Something like that. One of my posts. And you can see that. Let's see, there's the reply. There's all of that. And there we are. So, and then over here shows you what the view permissions are. So we'll come back, and I can go into there, and I can delete this post. And there it is. Of course, it says not found. This resource could not be found. Because what that is telling me is, yes, okay, the post is gone because you just deleted it, stuff like that, and but it's programmed to display it, and because it's gone, you can't find it to display it, so therefore not found. Go back to home. There it is. Now up here in this corner, when we click on it, it gives you, if you're logged in with multiple accounts, which I am, but I have a separate web app for that. And you can pick your theme, system and light. Watch this. Boom. That's the light theme. So, and of course, you know, you got the logo. It's nice and it is vibrant. It is fabulous. This wasn't this version initially. Before it was just the circles and dots in the beetroot color, and that was it. And out on the dark side, which is, you know, if I go to dark, it's the same thing as in my system as system. So there we go. And of course, you can also add additional accounts. You can also log out, stuff like that. Moving back to the logo icon out here when it's in the color of beetroot, when it was just this, you know, just the dots and the circles, you couldn't see it very well on here. So on the dark. So I went back and I told them, hey, could you update it to this version? Because you can't see it all that great in the dark theming. And they essentially said, okay. And they did it. And they did it fairly quick too. So we are all done in this section here. So I would highly recommend using this. Well, I wouldn't use, you know, birdsite / Twitter / X. I wouldn't use that. You know, you could use Mastodon, though I did for 6 years, and then I just left it, and I'm on this now. There we go. So all right, so let's log out of there, log out of the AnKorage, and it goes back to this, which is a login box. So there you go. This is where you can log in. This is from KeePassXC. So I don't have it connected with this because I need to. I've got it elsewhere. And the password, trouble logging in, sign in, everything like that. All right. So that is everything regarding Federate. So there we go. And if you made it this far, throw me a pineapple down below. Pineapple down below, please. Thank you very much. So, in my Fediverse tenure, let's say, I began it back out in 17. I had heard about Mastodon, and I'm like, okay, let's see what this is all about. I went to an instance called miu.moe. That was the first one I went to, and I got signed up on it, and I started using it. And you know, it's can't say it's very classical anime stuff. It's the cute, bubbly anime, and I'm like, whatever, okay, whatever. And you know, a couple of neat people on there. I met one. Her name is Allie. At least that's what her username is. And but she disappeared after she went to Pleroma. Like a year or so later, or something like that. But, excuse me. You know, and I left that instance to go to a regular Mastodon instance. I went to MSTDN, and I didn't like the page theming all that much, so I found one that was out there, and I suggested it to the admin, which is, of course, do you think I can remember the name right off the top of my head? No. She's out there, but I suggested it out to the lady. It's in Netherlands. It's MSTDN, and mstdn.social. And I recommended the theme to the admin, and she's like, "Cool, awesome, yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll put that in." And it was in like almost immediately. It was within minutes, and it looked, and it was fantastic. And I generally kept to myself. I'm not really one to go out there and start talking to everybody and trying to get in on all of the discussions or anything like that. If I'll scroll down, see what I like. If I want to respond to something, yeah, I'll do that. These days, not so much. These days, I just post new videos, and I wish people would come out, and regardless of where they are on the Fediverse, I would love for them to come out and you know, not collaborate with me, but, you know, communicate with me. Let me know what you liked, what you don't like, what you'd like to see, what you might not want to see. whatever, anything, doesn't matter. You do it out here on Federate. You can do it out on one of my posts out on Pixelfed or anything else like that. And it's as with anything social media, it may not actually be for everybody. Some folks may be, they may go out there, they might try to be social, which is great, whatever, but you don't have to be. But some folks, they may go out there and they may run into a situation where they get the comment beat down. It's and then they're just like, well, I'm just not going to do this. Okay, fine, it's fine. If you're on an instance that you're having these problems with, it's not very difficult to change instances. You can just go to another instance. In some networks, like the Mastodon network, you can actually move your account from where you are to where you go to. And you can also, you're supposed to be able to do that with Pixelfed. However, there's a bug right now that's preventing it, so I'm not active on Pixelfed right now. But I'm there on Metapixel on that instance. Not so much the Pixelfed.social instance anymore because of threads. I mean, threads is minuscule on exposure, stuff like that, but they're a data collector. It's Facebook, it's Meta. So, but I'm on this Finnish Pixelfed instance, which is Metapixel. One of these, they put the word meta in there, but they block threads, so that's why I'm there. But I haven't moved my account over from Pixelfed yet because there's that bug. And I've been waiting since early August, so it's been 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's been over 4 months at this point, by about a week. 4 months and a week, we'll say. But now at the, some folks, they may have a blast with microblogging on the Fediverse. Great, fantastic. Others have a horrible experience on it. It's going to happen. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, either one, it's going to be fine. If you have a good time with it, fly with it. Just go with it. If you don't, then what do I remember from my upbringing? If you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say anything at all. So, I've taken that to heart, so if I don't have anything nice to say, I just shut up. If I criticize anything, I'm going to constructively criticize. Do I necessarily have to say anything to make it soft and cushy? No. Can I just be blunt about it? Yeah. Will I try to be corporate and get to the point without getting to the point? Oh yeah, I definitely can do that. I worked in a corporate environment. I am very good with that. The words may have, maybe. Yeah, I can use that pretty good. But you'll notice I use the hashtag factchecktrue. So there we go. That is from Tyler Zed from Zeducation, because I watch his channel on YouTube, and it's awesome. So, however, back to Federate. Federate is really, really good if you don't want to have that much of a huge Fediverse exposure. Go on that. If you don't want to use Mastodon, use Akkoma, use Hubzilla, use something that's not Mastodon. My recommendation, come on out to Disroot, use Federate. You're going to have a much happier time out there because whatever you post, you might get some more followers, might be interested. Some folks may say stuff, others may not. Whatever. Make the Fediverse your own experience. That's what it's there for. Now, the fun content. About that logo. The secret part about that is this is that bonus content. I mean, I can't say for sure. I didn't create the original, which was very similar to that one, but this one specifically, my design. One circle, one orbiting circle with those dots, and then that one in that quadrant. That is my adaptation, because at first they were Disroot was using the original logo, which has like 2 orbiting circles and a whole bunch of dots on those circles, and that's great and everything like that. But when you're out on the actual site and poking around in there, you know, you don't see it all that well. And, you know, if you're looking back at it and you're looking at that, you know, with this version, you've got 1 circle and 5 dots, 1 at each you know, cardinal direction, north, south, east, west. And then you get that 1 in the northeast. And there we go. So there's that. That was my design. That was my contribution. And the actual contributing of that was just saying it. I just described it out in text out on ForageJoe and on, you know, the Git solution for the project for Disroot. And you know, that was my recommendation, using the you know, the Git page for that. And they decided to go ahead and use it. And originally it was all in that maroon beetroot color. And then I noticed it out there with the dark theming on Fedisroot. And I'm like, ooh, this would look so much better if it was the main one, where you've got the dot of the beetroot color with a white circle and dots. And I asked them if they could update it to that, and they did. It was awesome. It's fantastic. So, in conclusion, the Fedisroot is a fantastic thing that Disroot provides, and I've got my microblogging area figured out. So, I'm on Fedisroot for the channel, and I'm also out there personally on my personal Disroot account, and it's really good. And you know, microblogging, it can be a fantastic experience. It can also be your worst experience, depending on how far you're going to let that go. But if it's great, go ahead, have fun with it. You know, if you just want to post stuff out there and not respond to anybody, you know, whatever. If you want to deal with feedback or whatever, go ahead and open up your post for responses. If not, then don't allow responses. Pretty simple. Don't let one individual ruin the experience for you on the entirety of the world of it. You know, so don't let one person ruin it for you, because they can't. You know, or a group of people for that matter. If you don't like it in one place, you can always go to another. I've found my spot and everything, and I'm in a happy spot here on Fedisroot through Disroot, and I'm good to go. So, and everybody can find their spot. If you don't like it in one spot, go to another spot. If you finally find a spot that, you know, with like-minded individuals on it, beautiful. Go with that. If you decide in the end it's not worth it, I'm not going to put up with it, I'm just going to move on, whatever, stuff like that, fine, whatever, you know, do your thing. You know, it's all up to you. It's up to the individual users. But those who want to give platforms a chance, those that do will put in the footwork to find it. I started out on the Fediverse on Mastodon 7 years ago. Or no, 6 years ago. And it wasn't until this year that I found Fedisroot, and I've been following the development of it, and found myself, when it came up and went to live on production, even during the testing beta phase I was on there, and And then it went to production, and it opened up to the Fediverse, and there we go. And another big thing about this root is they block threads. Very important. So that is Fedis root using Akkoma, a fork of Pleroma, using the Mangain front end. It's very clean, very simple to use. I suggest people try it out. And come on out to Disroot and sign up. You don't have to give them any money to use it to get an account, stuff like that. But they would certainly appreciate that cup of coffee. Find them out on Patreon. Disroot on Patreon. Patreon.com/Disroot. There you go. So that's it for this one here. I've got 2 more of the main ones to do and 2 more services to do, and that is email and Nextcloud. I'm going to be ending with Nextcloud. So the next one coming up is going to be about email. So that is going to be pretty cool, and you should enjoy that. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you got all the way to this point here, give me a pine tree. I'd appreciate it. So thank you very much. Skál. Grab your drinking horn and enjoy.